So a lot of these, if you start thinking about key organizations, there's only one Boys and Girls Club, there's only one Logan, there's only one Center for the Homeless, only one symphony, only one museum of art. So that's almost a natural silo if you just take it at face value.
Right.
But as we've both observed, when you bring people together, motivating people, trying to do more with less. For many of our organizations now, the burnout, you're talking about teachers, but
right.
people who are dealing with people in high need, I wish we could do something to set up a program to help people who are on the front lines with people in high need, because they take it personally, and they're dealing with citizens who have needs far beyond their resources to address, and that weighs on you.
Especially when you go into this, the nonprofit sector, because you have a big heart and you want to do good things, but you see the need far outweighs the resources that are needed to deal with that. And I think it can get frustrating, and striking that balance is really difficult. It was interesting, though, one of the programs that we did, we had somebody from the arts community there, and then we had another person who worked with developmentally disabled people. And they were cross-fertilizing ideas.
Right.
And they were both shocked that they could actually learn something from each other because they're in such different areas. But when you bring people together in a network like that, that happens.
And it's not even sharing, but then often what comes of those conversations is there's been some very interesting arts programs that are done. I'm a big fan of the arts. I think it makes us all, they make us all more resilient. Talk about an antidote to burnout. I think I'd encourage everybody to find the art they love and enjoy it. But there's interesting cross collaborations that can come across those different types of areas.
Well, I know you don't have a favorite arts organization, but do you have a favorite art form?
Well, if I claim to have a favorite art form,
for yourself personally.
I do have a degree in literature and chose to marry an English professor.
There you go.
Say no more. I'm pretty verbally oriented, but actually I just enjoy all the different art forms.
Well, one of the
as an audience member.
Well, one of the things I like to deal with on this program is really educating people about what the nonprofit sector does, because I feel that from the time we're born in nonprofit hospitals, we go to nonprofit religious organizations, our churches, synagogues, mosques. Our schools are, for better or worse, nonprofit, either private or even public schools. They're still, not profit-oriented entities. Our Little Leagues, our Boy Scouts, our Girl Scouts, all of these things, they're all nonprofit civic organizations, but few of us know that much about them. So when you came into the Community Foundation, was that a learning curve for you, or had you already been involved in the nonprofit area?
No, I'd never been involved in a nonprofit. We make the big distinction about for-profit and nonprofit. Everybody is trying to break even or a little better, ideally.
Right.
And so I'm a big fan of, I think my MBA was perfect training for what I'm doing now. There's still a chart of accounts you have to set up. We have investment functions. We do marketing and public relations. We have human resources. We have IT. It's actually very much, it's just the mission or the reason you exist that differs.
If you don't have money, you can't do much. Right. Let's face it. If you don't have
no money, no mission.
That's right. If you don't have your finances in order, we have a few minutes left. But I'm always curious about why people give back to the community. And obviously, you have donors who live in the community that come back and give back. What do you hear them say as far as their motivation about why they do this?
I guess I would say the vibe I get off of people is that it's what it means to be a good person. That when they think about what being a good person is, what values they hold, being a member of the community and helping it thrive, is where they're coming from. There are people who have a lot of money who don't have that value, and it's hard to
because they think
discover their generosity. But the people who are generous really aren't conscious about it. It's just their fundamental idea about this is what it means to be a good person.
Do they ever say anything like, you know, I didn't make this myself, I had a lot of help, and I want to pay it forward?
Oh yeah, my favorite people do.
Yeah,
and
do they?
I can think of John Ladig is one of my favorite people, and I can remember over the many years, he's not in the community right now, he lives in Florida, but he talked about the importance of schools because they educated his employees, the importance of roads because they transport his product. He just had a very complex, rich notion about what it means to be in a community, and he's been very generous with scholarships because he wants people to have a chance at getting the education they need to have a decent life. It's not I could try to make some complicated motivation out of it, but the ones that impress me the most, it's just a simple concept of what it means to be good.
That's great. Well, he sounds like my kind of person, because I do believe that the reason we should re-gift the good we've been given, and help others out the way we were helped out. So Rose, we are out of time. I've had a great time.
Yeah,
see, that 30 minutes went pretty fast, didn't it?
We're Irish.
There we go. That's right.
Bring on another.
I'm a Doyle.
Yeah.
So we
Gallagher by birth.
Okay.
Yeah,
So Rose, thank you for joining me today. Rose Meissner, president of the Community Foundation of St. Joseph County, sharing her fire and the fire of her organization and making St. Joseph County a better place. This is Marc Hardy for Sharing Fire. Have a good day.